So commencement is a ceremony which represents the ending of one's academic career.
Commencement has changed over the years at Hempfield, but the traditions have stayed the same.
Here's a tradition we used to do that we stopped doing. We actually used to line them up by height, whereas the shortest people were in the front and the tallest people were in the back. We got rid of that about 4 years ago, and now, believe it or not, a lot of people don't believe this, or when I tell them this, they don't believe it, but it's true. Actually, Microsoft Excel selects your seats. Microsoft Excel randomly assigns a number to each person, and then we put them in that order, except for it does go male, female. The other exception is that the top 10 do sit in the first 2 rows, and obviously the valedictorian and salutatorian are up front.
Hempfield used to have very small commencements because they had very small classes. Each class had a color, each class had a banner, and those classes, the women wore white dresses and the men wore suits. As the classes grew larger and we got into the late 40s, early 50s, there were 60 or 70 in the class. I don't know why they changed exactly, but at that time they began wearing caps and gowns. And the tradition was to have their picture taken on the front steps of what is now the administration building. It wasn't until 1955 that they came over to Hempfield High School as we know it, and then they would have commencement in Hackman Auditorium as it existed before the renovations. And they would have a class picture on the stage, Hackman Auditorium, or in risers in front of the stage. And those were the class pictures, that they all had caps and gowns. We didn't change to the red and the black gowns until the 90s. But the tradition then was to have commencement on the football field. And the kids would leave the high school and come down to the field 2 by 2. It was impressive to be in the stands and look up to the high school and see a long and winding trail lead from the high school of red and black and red and black. Well, it's fascinating to watch and to see how Hempfield changed and how our graduation classes changed. We started out with pictures in 1923 of 4 girls and 2 guys in a class. And then maybe by 1933 we had maybe 10 students total. Now you have over 600. So it has changed over time.
From the class of 2015, I'm Erin Hart.
1, 2, 3.